Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Notre Dame again. I made a video about them, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. That was after they had beaten Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. I said in that video that I will primarily talk about football on this channel, and that's probably what I'm going to continue to do, but I will mention other sports if I have something I want to talk about from time to time. And so I'm going to talk about American football today because my college team, Notre Dame, played in the national championship last night, and they lost, which was disappointing. But I'm still really happy with how the season went and really proud of all the players and the coach. Um, I think heading into this game, I was really happy with how the season had gone. I think that, like, honestly, the game against Georgia is going to go down as one of my favorite games ever in sport that I've watched. That was really fun, and we had for a long time struggled in the very biggest games, and we had a history of losing in those games, and that's something that kind of hung over us. So to beat Georgia meant that that shadow that had been over the program for 30 years was lifted a bit, and then we beat Penn State in the Orange Bowl a week later. And because of that, I didn't need a national championship to cap off the season. Obviously, I would have preferred a national championship, and that would have been great. But I knew before the game started that no matter how it went, I was going to be happy about how the season went. And that is still the case. As I said before, I knew that Ohio State were favorites going into this game. I was scared about just how good their offense had been. I knew their offense was good because I'd seen how they had torn apart Tennessee, and they beat Oregon really bad, who were the number one team in the nation when they played Ohio State in the quarterfinals. Um, Texas were the only team that managed to really show any, like, make the Ohio State look like they had a weakness. And even then they still lost. So I was worried about that. I knew Ohio State was really good. And that's why I kind of had a feeling that if Notre Dame were going to win the game, it would have to be a kind of dinking and dunking our way to victory. It would have to be, a very good defensive plan uh, in a low scoring game where maybe we get some special team stuff to go our way. Because we just had no shot if we were going to go into a game where we had to outscore Ohio State. It had to be low scoring. We had to limit the chances that they had with the ball. And we did that perfectly on the first drive. Uh, I let myself have just a little bit of hope after that first drive because we took almost 10 minutes off the clock on the first drive. Ohio State has been known to start games very quickly, especially in the playoffs. So we didn't even let them have the ball until there were 5 minutes left in the first quarter, which was a massive victory, I'd say. Uh, that means they don't get to start the game fast, and the less time Ohio State has the ball, the better. So a long, sustained 18 play, 10-minute drive to end in a touchdown was the best start I could have possibly asked for. But then Ohio State got the ball, and I don't think, even knowing how worried I was about the Ohio State offense before the game, I still didn't realize just how good that offense is because it was really depressing to watch. Like, Will Howard was just on another level, but like, they weren't going down easily. Like, when we tackled them, instead of just going down, they'd managed to still push forward just a little bit. So instead of, getting tackled 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, they were turning that into 3 or 4 yards, and they were consistently doing that. And that's like, uh, that's the mark of a really good team and a very determined team. And they kept turning tackles into gains. I don't know if I'm putting that right. But basically, when they should have been gaining a few yards, they were gaining 5 or 6, um, which was, again, just kind of demoralizing to watch. And we really did make them work for it. Like, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot in that we never managed to stop them on a third down. So they scored every drive in the first half, which gave them a 21-7 lead at halftime. But like we couldn't stop them. Sometimes we'd force a tackle for loss. Sometimes they would take them all three downs to get a first down, but they, no matter what, would get that first down. And we had no answers for them. And Will Howard was on another level. There just wasn't like, I don't even think we looked that bad. Ohio State was just on another level, and we had no answers for them. So we went into halftime down 21-7. Uh, then Ohio State got another touchdown almost immediately to start the second half. And that's kind of when I knew, like, I had a feeling that we weren't going to win at halftime, but once they got a touchdown, that's when it really was over. And then they tacked on a field goal to really put the game out of reach, which was then when Notre Dame finally seemed to wake up uh, a bit too late. They put together a few drives. They even managed to get two touchdowns. They actually brought it pretty close. They managed to bring it within 8 points at the end of the game. Then Ohio State got another big explosive play and kicked a field goal to put it out of reach. And that was that. It was a frustrating night, but it was still something I'm very proud of. Like, the way we came back in that game was really nice, even though we still lost in the end. Like, it was great making a comeback, but again, as soon as Ohio State took a 28-7 lead, I don't know if there was really any chance of coming back from that. Uh, and we did a great job with what we had. Like, we managed to make it close, or at least closer than it was. But Ohio State was just on a different level, and I can't really be that mad about it. Because again, I don't think we even played that badly. It's just Ohio State was really good, and like undoubtedly deserving of that national title. Um, that's enough praising of Ohio State. Talk about Notre Dame again. It was sad to end it this way, but as I said before, I am so thrilled with how this season has gone. Um, I do feel a bit like we were punching above our weight. Like, it's that, like in this game, it was very clear. Like Ohio State had a bunch of 5-star players, great offense all around, and Notre Dame I think had one 5-star player in their roster. I might be wrong on that, but like it kind of felt like this season we were to some degree kind of getting through on vibes. I think there was a very strong culture that Marcus Freeman created in the team, and that kept us going. Uh, Sometimes when perhaps we couldn't actually match other teams on paper, we were definitely outmatched against Ohio State on paper tonight, but we still looked decent throughout the game. And I think that's a great credit to Marcus Freeman, and I'm really excited to see what will happen in the coming years because we don't look like, I don't think we're going to be going away and fading into obscurity now. Might not get another national title shot, or maybe we will. Hard to really know. Ryan Day got blown out in his first national championship. I believe he was coaching when uh, Ohio State lost to Alabama in 2020 in the Natty. And he's now finally gotten to see his team become national champions. So sometimes it takes some patience, but even if nothing comes to that, I think in 10 years I'm gonna look back at this season, I'm still gonna smile. I really enjoyed this year, and I really enjoyed what Marcus Freeman has done for this team, and it's been an absolute joy watching him this year. And I I'm happy. I'm happy with how the team played, how the season went. It's a shame it couldn't have ended in a national title, but I couldn't be prouder of this team, and I am so excited about the future and just happy about this whole season. So I guess I'll end it by saying thank you to Marcus Freeman for what he's instilled in the team, and thank you to all the players for everything that they did this season. It's been really fun, and I am very happy at the end of the day.